Hi, Aisha. You can hear me?
Yes, ma'am, now I can hear you.
Yes, you can hear me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And my video is clear?
Yeah, ma'am, it is.
Okay. And you can see the screen, right?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay. So, this is your first class of chemistry?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Hi. And this is, and till date you have completed 10th, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
So, what are the subjects you like and what about you don't?
I have opted for PCBA. In like
Hmm?
science, chemistry has always been challenging for me.
Okay. And physics you like and physics is easier?
It's not really easy, but like 10th, I could do it. I haven't really
Okay.
started it in 11th. I've had one tuition
Chemistry.
class. So chemistry has been challenging in like 10th as well.
Mm-hmm. So if I ask you to mention some topics or subtopics from chemistry, what do you say?
I can try.
No, just tell me some names. You don't have to explain it. Just tell me some things that you have learned in 10th or 9th.
Then the first chapter was chemical equations. There was like about different types of equations.
Mm-hmm.
Different types of reactions, combination, decomposition, double displacement, redox, and then oxidation reduction, and then acids, bases, and salts. It was like about the chemical properties of acids, like how they react with
Mm-hmm.
metals, how they react with non-metals, and how acids and bases react with each other.
Okay.
And it was NaCl, like common salt, and about like washing soda, baking soda, bleaching powder.
Okay. Let's talk about NaCl. Okay. You have mentioned NaCl, right?
Yeah,
Sodium chloride.
chloride.
So this is a covalent compound or ionic compound?
Covalent?
What is covalent compound and what is ionic compound?
I'm not sure about any compound.
Okay.
I
Do
will.
you know that sodium chloride we can write it as Na plus and Cl minus?
Yeah,
Okay. So what is this? We have added this plus charge on sodium and what we call it and what we call it.
anion and
These are
cation.
anion and cation, right? So which
Yeah,
one is anion, which one is cation?
Na plus is anion.
Na plus is cation. Okay.
Oh, it's very
Positive charge is cation and negative charge is
anion.
anion. Now, if I ask you that define cation, how do you define a cation?
It's an ion with a negative positive charge.
Ion with a positive charge. Very good. And anion is
An ion with a negative charge.
ion with a negative charge. So I asked you about ionic bond. So you know the word ion, right?
Yeah,
Then what is ionic? Ionic bond. What should be an ionic bond?
when like two ions get exchanged, they form
Electrons gets exchanged
that.
and ion forms and two
That's
different ions with two different type of charge, that is one positive charge and one negative charge. So it becomes a positively charged entity and it becomes a negatively charged entity, and we don't have positive and negative attract, so they form a bond. That bond we call ionic bond. The sodium chloride is ionic bond or covalent bond?
ionic.
Ionic bond, because we can see that in sodium chloride we are getting two ions. Sodium chloride is formed with two ions. One is a cation, which is sodium plus, and another one is a anion, which is Cl minus, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
So, can you give me more example of some ionic compounds? Compounds which have ionic bonds.
Magnesium chloride.
Calcium chloride, very good. So, can you tell
Magnesium
me
chloride.
how calcium chloride, as I have written here that NaCl is Na plus and Cl minus. So, how we can write it for calcium chloride?
Ca2
Mm-hmm.
plus
Ca2 plus
and Cl minus.
and Cl minus. And how many chlorines we have here? We have two chlorines, right?
Yeah.
Would be
Two
Cl
Cl
minus.
minus. Oh.
Cl minus. And what do we call it? Here we had two. Here I haven't written anything, that means it's one. So what is it? It's their valency.
The valency.
Valency. So what is the valency of sodium? It's 1. What is the valency of calcium?
It's 1.
It's 2. 2. Calcium
Oh,
is
yeah,
2.
sorry. Yeah.
Calcium is 2. Valency of chlorine is
1.
1. Okay, another one you said magnesium chloride. So what is the formula for magnesium chloride?
MgCl2.
NaCl2. So what would be the valency of magnesium?
2.
Very good. So this was about ionic bond. And then what is covalent bond?
I
Okay.
forgot.
Okay, let's see. Can you tell me that what is the purpose of an atom to make a bond? Why atom bonds?
To get a complete outermost shell,
What do you mean by complete outermost shell?
have 8 electrons in their valence
Eight,
shell.
right. So sodium is becoming sodium plus. Why it is becoming sodium plus? Because when it is sodium plus, it is having 8 electrons in the outermost shell, right?
Yeah.
When chlorine is becoming Cl minus, it has 8 electrons in the outermost shell. This is the reason.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell me that what is the, okay, let's do it with potassium. Potassium is also, when potassium goes to K plus, it's, it gets 8 electron in the outermost shell, okay? So if potassium is becoming K plus, it is doing what? It is leaving or releasing one electron, right? If
Yeah, ma'am.
potassium releases one electron, if it loses one electron, it becomes K plus, na? Because electron is negatively charged.
Yeah.
So if potassium becomes leaves one electron, so here we will get K plus and electron. So if K plus combines with electron, we will again get our potassium. Similarly, if chlorine, it gets one electron, it becomes Cl minus. So basically what happens in potassium chloride, okay. Can you tell me what is the atomic number of potassium? It's 19, okay. Okay, it's
Okay.
19. It's 19. Now, given that the atomic number of potassium, can you tell me what will be the electron configuration of it? Like, what will be the number of electron in the first shell, second shell?
2, 8,
2, 8,
2,
okay.
8,
And how many are left?
2, 8, 8, 1.
2, 8, 8, 1. Very good. And for chlorine, it's 17. So it will be
So 2, 8, 7.
2, 8, 8, 7.
Oh,
Right? 2,
how?
8, 8. Oh, wait.
2, 8, 7, right?
7. Oh, yes, right. So sorry. You are right. You are right. 287. Okay. Now what happens? This extra one electron Here we have written an extra electron with K plus. This electron is released by this potassium. So this is that electron that potassium releases. Once this electron is released, this becomes the outermost shell. That means that in the outermost shell we are having 8 electrons. Now this electron is taken by fluoride. So this becomes 8. Thus chlorine is also having 8 electrons in the outermost shell. This way potassium become K plus and chlorine become Cl minus, and they bond and gives us KCl. Okay.
Okay.
So what happens in the ionic bonding? In ionic bonding, okay, let me write it down.
Do I copy it?
In ionic bonding, one atom loses electron and becomes, so if one loses an electron, it becomes anion or cation.
Cation?
If
No,
one
anion.
if one atom loses an electron, so if
It
it is
gets a
losing an
negative charge.
electron, it will be no. Upon losing
Oh,
electron, it will get positive charge.
so it'll be cation.
Initially, the number of proton and number of electron in an atom is same. Proton is positively charged, electron is negatively charged. Now, when one electron is getting loosed, that means the number of proton is now more than the number of electrons. Na? That
Yeah.
means that net positive charge is more than net negative charge. That means the whole charge will be positive. Initially, let's say we have let's say a number of protons and we have a number of electrons. Now when one electron is getting loose, so the number of electron is becoming a minus 1. Now we have a positive charge and a minus 1 negative charge. Or if
Yeah,
we try to take with an example, we had 8, one electron is loose, so now it's 7 now. We have 8 positive charge and 7 negative charge. So we have more positive charge, so total charge will be positive. So
yeah.
upon losing an electron, it becomes positive, right?
Yeah.
So in ionic bonding, one atom loses electron and becomes positively charged ion, or what we call a positively charged ion,
Cation.
cation. And another atom gains electron, and if it is gaining electron, then it's positively charged or negatively charged?
It'll be negatively charged.
Negatively charged. And becomes negatively charged ion, or what we call a negatively charged ion?
Anion.
Anion. Or an anion, and eventually they combine to form a molecule. Fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this was about ionic bonding. Now if I come to covalent bonding, let's say we have carbon. Okay, we have carbon and we have hydrogen. So what is the number of what is the atomic number of carbon?
I'm not sure.
6. Okay, and atomic number for hydrogen is 1. So it will
One.
be 1 only, and what will be the configuration for carbon? It will be 2, 4.
Four.
Now, what can it do? 8 carbon needs to make it 8, because it can't lose all the 4 electrons. Because if it loses all the 4 electrons, then the outermost shell will have only 2 electrons, right?
Yeah.
In that case, it won't be stabilized because it needs 8 electrons. So it has to make this 4, 8. So what it can do? It can take 8 electrons from the outside. It can take, 4 electrons from the outside and become C4 minus, right?
Yeah,
But
mom.
it's
Okay.
stable, not energetically a good idea. Because you have heard of ionization potential, electron enthalpy,
Huh?
ionization potential.
No, mom.
Okay. Electron enthalpy is some amount of energy, what it is, when we are inducing or when we are putting an electron in an atom, then the amount of energy released. Okay. We will come to it later. Don't worry. Just listen to me as of now. When we are putting an electron in an atom, then the amount of energy released, that is electron affinity. Okay. Now, when
Okay.
we are putting 4 electrons, it's very huge. The total energy becomes very huge. That makes the whole thing very unstable. Okay. That's why this is
Okay.
not a good idea. Now, what it can do, it can share electron. Now, if I see what carbon had, we have heard of Lewis model. So, if I draw Lewis structure of carbon, we get this. We only draw the outer shell electrons. So, in the outermost shell of carbon, we have four electrons, and hydrogen has 1 electron only. So, what we will do, and to stabilize, hydrogen needs to have 2 electrons. Up to helium, we need to have 2 electrons in the outermost shell. Okay. And post
Yeah.
helium, there has to be 8 electrons in the outermost shell. Okay. So we need 4 electrons. So what we did, we added 4 hydrogens. Now what they will do, this electron, hydrogen will also share this one and this one. Carbon will also share this one. So both the electrons will be shared by both carbon and hydrogen. Okay.
Yeah.
Now similarly here, these 2 electrons will be shared by this hydrogen and this carbon. These two, here also 2 electrons will be get shared. Here also 2 electrons will be get shared. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So carbon hydrogen here. Now this hydrogen is having 1 electron here and 1 electron here. So this is this hydrogen is having total 2 electrons. Similarly, for this hydrogen, it had its own hydrogen, and now it is sharing this hydrogen, this electron, sorry, this its own electron, and it is having another electron with carbon, right? Now this is also having 2 electrons. Similarly, it already had this one. Now it is sharing this one, so it is also having 2 electrons. Similarly, this one is also having 2 electrons. Now, if we see of carbon, Carbon already had 4 electrons, right?
Yeah.
Already had 4 electrons. Now it is sharing 1 electron from 4 hydrogen each. So in total, now it had its own electron, its own 4 electrons, and 1 electron from 4 of the hydrogens. So it's becoming 8. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
So you understood how it became 8?
Yeah.
Okay. So here what is happening? Here no one lose an electron, and no one gained any electron. Rather, it was sharing of electron. Okay. No one lost the electron, no one gained an electron. There was sharing of electron. And this is what we call covalent bonding. Okay,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Okay, now we will move to another part. Now what we will do, I am gonna take a small test for you. Okay, just 5 question test. I will give you 10 minutes of time or 15 minutes of time, and you try to solve them. It's fine if you don't get all of this. Just try to do whatever you can. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Wait. I share the question with you. You can see the question. Here we have question 1 to 5.
Yeah, ma'am.
You can read it.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so I am giving you 10 to 15 minutes. Try solving it. And if you face any difficulty, just like not solve, like if you face any difficulty to understand the question, not to solve the question, okay? You try to solve it by yourself. But if you face any difficulty to understand the question, just ask me. And after 10 to 15 minutes, we will solve it, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, now try doing it. Everything's all right, na? Any difficulty to understand the question?
Question 3 and 4.
You can understand the question, right? Question 3 and 4 not exactly a chemistry problem actually. It's more of a math problem. Like very easy math, but a math problem. Try solving it.
Okay.
And if something feels like very tough that you can't think of anything, just keep the question. Don't think.
Mom, I'm not able to do like most of the questions.
Fine, just try. Just give it a try. We will discuss it. Like, any of those you have done it?
I forgot to read them.
Okay, okay.
No, like I did the first question.
You did the first
Not
question. Chemical formula for barium sulfate. Okay, we have three compounds. We have barium sulfate, ammonium hydroxide, aluminum chloride. Right? Can you
yeah.
any of like the chemical formula for any of these?
Barium sulfate is it BaSO4?
BS. Correct.
Ammonium hydroxide NH4OH.
Mm-hmm.
Aluminum chloride AlCl2.
AlCl. Say it again.
3.
2 or 3?
3.
AlCl 3. Correct. Because the valency of aluminum is 3.
3. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. These three are absolutely correct. Then what is the problem?
Other
You did these three correct. Okay, next thing, write down the electron configuration of the following. To write down the electron configuration, you first need the atomic number for these. So what is the atomic number of sodium?
11.
11. Atomic number for sodium is 11, right? So if the atomic number is 11, then what will be the electron configuration?
281.
1. Chlorine?
I'm not sure.
Chlorine we did today only. Just few minutes back we did. When we were studying potassium chloride in ionic bonding. Okay, chlorine is 17. So if it is 17, then what will be the configuration?
28. 287.
2, 8, 7. And for carbon, what is the atomic number for carbon?
6.
6. Then what will be the electron configuration?
4.
2, 4. Okay, this is also correct. Then coming to the next question. A rod of,
I didn't do that.
read it out. Read it out.
A rod of uniform thickness of length 2.3 meters, weigh to 4.6 kilograms. How much will be the weight of 5 iron rods of the same thickness?
This will be off. That's not 2, that's off. Of length 10 meters.
Of length 10 meters.
Okay. So what it is said that an iron rod of uniform thickness of length 2.3 meters. So when the length was 2.3 meter, what was the weight? The weight was 4.6 kg. Right? So if we increase the length, then the weight will be more or less?
More.
More. Fine. So it is directly proportional. So we can write it in this way that 2.3 is to 4.6, which is directly proportional to 10 is to x. Okay. We have to, what we are doing, not primarily we are deciding the weight of one iron rod, not the 5 iron rod. So the 2.3 meter weighs 4.6 kg. So what will be 10 meter will be weighing. So if we try to do it in unitary method, so this is the ratio method. Okay. So in ratio method, it was 2.3 is to 4.6, which goes as 10 is to x. We need to determine this x. And if we try to solve it with unitary method, 2.3 meters weight 4.6 kg. Then 1 meter will weight 4.6 by 2.3 kg, right? Fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then 10 meter will weight 4.6 by 2.3 into 10 kg, which is 20 kg, right?
Yeah.
And this also, if we wanted to calculate from here, it would have been, this is directly proportional. So x is 2.3 into 10, sorry, 4.6. 4.6 into 10 by 2.3. So if we calculate it, we are getting 20. So one iron rod will weight 20 kg. So 5 iron rod will weight 5 into 20 kg. That is 100 kg. Is it fine?
Yeah.
So the answer is 100 kg. So do you get it, right? Any doubt?
Yeah. No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So do you want to try the fourth one?
Sure.
Try that once and tell me. It is saying that 15 men can work together to finish a job in 10 days. How many days will 25 men take to complete that same job? So it will take more time or less time?
Less.
Less time. So this is inversely proportional. This one was directly proportional. This one is inversely proportional. Okay, now try to solve it. Did you get anything?
No, ma'am. I'm getting like different answers every time.
How you are proceeding?
15 is to 10 is directly proportional to 25 is to x.
It will be inversely proportional, not directly proportional. If
Oh,
15 men are taking 10 days, then 25 men will take lesser days, no? Because it's the same
yeah.
amount of work. So, it will be 10 into 15. This is the total amount of work. And we have to get it done by 25 men. This is you have to do. So what will be the answer? It will be 6 days. Okay.
Oh,
Did you get it?
yeah, mom. Now I got it.
Sure now?
Yeah.
Okay. And the final question is show the formation of calcium fluoride by transfer of electron. So can you do it with Lewis model? You tell me how to do it. I will draw it. But can you tell me how to do it?
Calcium will have two dots.
Calcium
I,
will have 2 dots, right?
and then chlorine, there'll be two chlorines with 7 dots.
3 with 7 dots, right? And then what will happen?
The X, no, the
The
calcium, the
calcium
two calcium will go to
compound dot.
chlorine.
Yes, these 2 electrons. This electron will go to this chlorine and this electron will go to
And
this
yeah.
chlorine. So what will be our anion? Our anion will be calcium with 8 electrons, right? But this is the 8 electrons of the inner shell. And it has given out 2 electrons, so it will be 2 plus. And with it, we will have 2
Two Cl
chlorine
minus.
with 8 electrons. Fine. And
Yeah.
thus, we will have CaCl2. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this was about the test. You don't have any doubts from the test anymore, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So what I suggest that your concepts are not that bad, but it would be better if you just have a short recap of your previous classes. Okay. So I suggest, I guess the team will